Hey, and welcome back for more Scrapyard Survival. And it appears a few things have arrived at my base since I was last here. There's a sci-fi large atmospheric thruster, a small atmospheric thruster of sci-fi type as well, and hoping, yes, a message that Horrible Barry wants me to make the nugget symmetrical. Also, entire rail bridge has arrived, which I'll admit, slightly mixed feelings on that one, because I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go out hunting for a... Wait a second, there's one already here. Now what am I going to do? What am I going to do with myself? I do know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm still going to go out hunting for stuff. Because I want to make a train. And so far, next to this rail bridge, which... hang on, I'll probably tell. From Conagon, I've got 2 rail cars and the locomotive, which is still hidden around the back side of things. With those 3 things, I've got the makings of a... Oh, train. What is up with the hinge? Why did that move? And run into my flyer. I should fix that. There you go. Now limits are set. It will stay there. Good. I appear to have also been gifted a container of some sort. Oh, have I got more plushies? 1, 2, 3... Nope, no more plushies yet. What's in the container? This is from Zero Nut. Ha Bunch of cosmic coffee and cola. Excellent. They can go in the fridge. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Supplies increasing for the bar. Perfect. Which is good, because I plan to make my base the meeting place for any future excursions that we go on as a group. Because this place feels like home to me now, and I feel like it's more fun if people get to come and join me here before I go out. Before we head out as a group to, let's be honest, usually die. I'm going to turn that off so I don't run out of power, because it's daytime and I don't need to have the glowy lights on. So, time for me to go hunting for train parts. And maybe, you know, maybe if I find some other thrusters, I can add them to this as well. So, let's go... I don't know. Don't know what direction to go. I will, guess I'll see what I find. I think that might be someone's base, but since I'm in a flyer, I can cruise on by and check it out quickly. So, things I'm looking out for. Thrusters. Rail cars. I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting. I know there's something potentially quite important that I'm forgetting. I don't know what it is. Boop. Well, this is all just industrial, so I'm just going to fly on by, I guess. This feels very different. This feels very weird. What might I need in order to build my crane up and make it something capable of carrying my flyer? I suppose I should think about that. Think about all the various... Oh, there was a blip over there. I can see where that blip was too. Trying to think of what I might need for it to make it something useful, but also how to equip the rail cars to do what I want them to do. Because, oh, and also anything for a eventual escape vehicle. But the idea I have for the train is to load up a bunch of people to help. Have it actually functioning as a train to begin with. That's the important bit. Once I have it functioning as a train, I can then have each car potentially with its own controls, but not normally operating with its own controls. So the idea will be that... Oh, speaking of rails, I have found a bridge, it looks like. So that we can have a vehicle that can operate with one control, but also can operate independently. And we might use that for our next foray to the pole to see if we can quickly grab some ice, maybe deliberately leaving behind the rearmost car a couple of times as a decoy to try and keep the front ones alive. So each time we drop one, we can sort of try and use it to save the front bits. Drop the car with a turret on it, get everyone to move into the next vehicle, next car up, And we just kind of bunch up and see if we can get away from them, leaving bits behind as we go. I think it'll be fun to try. And hopefully I can find enough parts to do that now. I wonder how heavy this rail bridge is and if my flyer can lift it. I'm going to guess no. I'm not sure how to safely test that. I have an idea though. If I grind out those bits, and then grind out these bits, then when this drops, hopefully it drops square. Yes. Excellent. Now, hopefully I can safely attempt to lift this whole thing. I'm just curious. Because obviously I've already got a bridge. I want to see how hard it might have been for me to get it home. 1, 7, 6, sorry. Can I lift? Oh. I can lift this super easily. This is actually not bad at all. Huh. That means I can probably lift one of those Quonset hangers. Do I have any reason to want to have 2 bridges? Do I have any need for 2 bridges? How long is my sign gonna be, and do I need this much space for it? Do I want to make the bridge wider? I don't know. I suppose I can take it home and always just get rid of it if I don't need it. Genuinely struggling for a reason. It's because I've got it. I'm like, well, since I've got it now, oh, should I just do it? Oh, I'm taking it home. This is the capability of the chicken nugget. Look at that. This thing can lift. So for anyone who's playing on the server and thinks that they should drop some rail cars off for me, please don't just yet. Because I need to make sure this is actually a workable plan before I end up with a whole yard full of rail cars. So now that I can carry things back to base, the question of, well, of a fair number of people in the comments, of why don't I build a grinder pit, kinda starts to be a little more, well, maybe I should build a grinder pit. But then I remember all the troubles I've had every single time I've built one, and I kind of feel like, nah, I'm not gonna. This, however, I'm gonna pick up. What has this plane got on it? And this truck. Man, I love that thing can just rest easily. You have got a hydrogen thruster. You have unfortunately... No. You have a large sci-fi atmospheric thruster. Intact. Yes! Well, a bit rusty, but able to be repaired. And it's probably got a few bits of ammo in here too. Now, what about this truck? Are you guys combined or just resting on each other? Yeah, just resting on each other. And this thing's just got a medium cargo and a few little batteries. Alright. Let's see if I can pick up both of these. Just as they are. Helps if I put my inertial dampeners on. We will start with the plane. Actually, I'll see if I can line up both of them at the same time. Lock the plane. Tilt a little bit and lock the truck. There we go. That was a good find. Very good find. Oh, horrible Barry, I'm sorry. But this means I've got enough thrusters to continue to be asymmetrical. I kind of like the asymmetry. It ties into the Scrapyard aesthetic. Alright, I can see how people have ended up with so much stuff at their base now. They've built flyers and they've just picked up everything that they've wanted as they've gone and not really had to think about it. But I'm going to have to do a lot of cleaning up. I'm going to put this over some voxel because it makes it a lot easier to clean up all the little bits. This is definitely a quicker way of scrapping. I'd say that for sure. Alright, what's inside? We have a rover. 1 battery on it. Got a large grid battery. Maybe I should take with me. Especially if I'm planning this grinder pit idea. I'm going to need some cargo containers for that, actually. Oh! Jeez. It's part of me that wants to test if this turret works, but I probably shouldn't do that when I don't have a survival kit handy. Okay. Battery is
Inventory
loose.
full. Inventory full.
Let's hope I can fit under the roof. Oh, I gotta be careful with that. My lift is very quick. If I'm under a roof like that, it's very, very easy for me to end up smacking it. Oh dear. That would not be good. Alright, cruise on home with a programmable block and a battery. 7 kilometers suddenly doesn't seem so far. Oh, that's what I gotta hope to find. Now that I'm scanning much larger numbers of wrecks, there should be a better chance of me finding a basic assembler so that I can help make ammo for the little adventures. Spotted something small, I think. Which means it's definitely not someone's base. I do have a camera on this, which I forgot last time. Because I was clever and I put a camera on this to make it remote controllable so I can scan stuff. See whether it's worth getting closer. No, this probably isn't. Also, it should make it easier for me to tell when I look at something from a great distance. Weather. Oh, that could be... Looks like it could be a service station. They have dumpsters and I wanted a dumpster. But yeah, whether it is someone's base or whether it's scrap, because as fascinating as I find it, when I'm out scrapping, I probably don't want to keep flying to people's bases and using up my power that way. But this looks like got some sort of vehicle, shed, the service station building itself. I can't tell if we do have a dumpster there. I've found a few of them near those, so hopefully. Every time I see one of these little orange vans, I'm like, ooh, is it the one that's got the thruster in it? Because I found that one. Oh, yep, there we go. There's a dumpster. Tipped over on its side. Well, let's check out this site, see what we got. Battery, which I do want. And... Oh, I can't believe I mentioned this, and it is the one with the thruster. Oh yeah! That's the stuff. That's the good stuff. It's even got all its metal grids in it. That is 2 large Atmo thrusters today. Oh yeah. You are too heavy for me to tip over. Okay, so let's drop some stuff in the connector, because I've run out of space to grind things. And I'll take off this roof. I can grab this battery. And probably the cargo container too. I'm going to take this gun off. Oh, there was ammo. Excellent. Oh, I think I'm going to forever press escape to try and close that window when it auto closes. That's just going to be a thing I do. Okay, those 2 are easy to grab. And I might try and get this thruster loose rather than carrying the whole van here. At least take the wheel off. See how much of this stuff I can grab without having to grind down more bits. Starting with the bigger part. No, starting with the little bits, and I'll try and grab them with the back to landing gear. Oh, actually, I'm forgetting. Forgetting an important thing. These usually have some power cells. Ta-da! Power cells. Okay, got those 2. Now, dumpster with one of the front ones and the van with the other, and then fly home. Having lifted that bridge, I feel quite confident in the lifting capacity of the Nugget here. So I don't feel worried that I can't carry it. I should potentially keep a close eye on my power though. Maybe another reason to grab more batteries, because I may want to try and fit more batteries onto this to give it a longer scrapping time. There we go. All 4 things grabbed. Let's get on out of here. And make sure I remember to empty my inventory when I get back this time. Which I forgot to do on the 2 returns I'd done before. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. That's the good stuff. More work to do when I get home, which I don't like, as discovered before when I tried to do a similar thing with my truck crane. But, you know, this does mean I've got everything ready to go. And I've got more scrap in a day. That's the other big, big bonus here. Home of Snuggles free charging. That is a large planned robot. That connection problem moment just then gave me an an idea of something I should probably set up on this. Because I'll often be flying with my reverse thrusters off, I should probably put a dead man switch on. Just to increase the chance that if I do have connection problems, my ship will survive. I should make a timer block that automatically turns them back on after, say, 30 seconds, so that periodically they'll just turn on, and I have to remember to actively turn them off repeatedly, just to give myself a higher chance of not having problems. It can be a useful way of getting around a lot of these sorts of problems in this environment. So there was a bit of gap between when I did that last bit of salvage and now, and apparently I forgot that I had another thruster in amongst all my scrap here when I made my lifter, the Nugget, lopsided, because I've got this thruster right here. That means I've got 1, 2, 3, because this is a sci-fi as well, 4 large sci-fi Atmo thrusters that are not on anything right now. I have 4 of them. I don't have any small ones, but I've got 4 of the large ones. So I could actually do some significant... Well, I could make some significant changes to the Nugget in order to make it a bit more balanced. I could replace all of the existing standard Atmo thrusters with sci-fi to make it more balanced, because I've got 5 of them. I could have all 4 of those be sci-fi ones, then I could put, say, maybe regular ones at the back. I think that'd look a bit silly, actually. I think if I was going to do anything, I might just put the 2 regular ones at the front. So put 2 regulars and have 6 lifting thrusters. The thing that's kind of troubling me about this is that I would ideally like to have more lateral thrust, more directional thrust for better control while I'm flying this around, but I just don't know where I'm going to put it, because I really didn't plan around having more thrusters, and I haven't found any more small thrusters. I'm not sure what to do about that. I think at the moment I'm going to leave the Nugget as is and enjoy the fact that I have those thrusters, and try and just let that sit and see what ways I might like to use those things and how I might be able to adapt the Nugget's design to fit more batteries if I'm going to fit more thrusters, because it needs more batteries if it has more thrust, and do it in a way that's not going to completely destroy the design. Because it would be nice to be able to do even heavier lift, although if I can lift a whole rail segment, I'm not sure how much heavier lift I actually need. But yeah, that was a thing that I realized, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning up. But as it is again daylight, I think I'm gonna head back out and see what else I can find. See if I can grab myself some other smaller thrusters, because that would be nice for directional, and see if I can maybe find another train with some more carriages, because unfortunately I just found an empty bridge when I found that one before. And then if I find that, I can start making plans toward my military train. So let's get out and about, because my battery should be full. No, server restart. That's bad timing. That is... Oh. I don't think that's anyone's base. I think that's another warehouse. Okay, I'll check that out. There might be some goodies in there. One thing that I'm interested in testing out is like filling up a large container and lifting it with this, seeing if I can use that as a way to go out and scrap the components when I need components for things. I think that, in the distance there, might be a rail segment. I'm going for it. I'm going for it first. Let's see what it is. What's the bet it has no trains on it either. Oh, no, it's got a rail car. Yes, 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 yes. As always, obviously I could make the rail cars myself from scratch, but where's the fun in that? It's a little flatbed car here. I'm gonna pick up and take home. Right, so we've just got to unlock it first. Okay. Ready to lift. How can I spot that warehouse again? Yes, I can. Good. Let's go there. So that means I've got 3 rail cars and an engine. I think 4 rail cars should be enough. Then I need to get cargo for the rail cars, because I need to have cargo on at least the car that's going to remain attached to the train, to the locomotive. So I've got somewhere for all of the ice that we're going to collect as a group to be stored. This should be a fun little mission. And if it all goes wrong, then we can try another plan next time. Which is the beauty of this. Doesn't have to be successful on the first attempt. Now I could go drop this rail car back at home before dealing with this, but I think I will go in and see what's here now, because I may not actually need anything that's inside. Oh, other side. Oh. Ah. Of course it's this one. Well, I've rapidly lost interest in this warehouse. Of course it's the one. Oh. I really wanted the one with the cargo container in it. Okay, took the good bits of that. I'll just go check that other building and then head home with my rail car. One of the fun bits about setting up this train is going to be figuring out how to set up the wheels so they work. And then figuring out how to set up the couplings so they work. I know it's possible. I just don't know how easily it's going to be something I can do. Alrighty. Nothing much in there. Let's go. The main challenge is going to be figuring out the wheel settings. Because the time that I tested to see whether it is possible to turn the trains into drivable vehicles, that was on a local save, which always behaves quite differently to a server. Alright, can I find another rail cars? Or some cargo storage for them, or some batteries for them? This is going to take a fair bit of equipment. Oh, what's that over there? That could be someone's base, because I can see 2 wind turbines. I saw something in this direction. Let's get some more altitude and see if I can... Ah, there it is. Spot it. Now we've got a shed, and we've got a service station, and we've got another warehouse and a bunch of stuff over there. We got over there. That's definitely someone's base, because that's 3 turbines in one spot. Let's cruise on down and check out if there are any batteries down here that I want to pick up. There's another one of those orange campers. I wonder if it's the same one with the thruster in it. Oh, if it is, and I've picked up yet another large thruster, this is getting ridiculous. I might have to think about making a heavy lifter rather than... What would I need a heavy lifter for? I can lift everything I need to. I might be able to make... Oh... rocket-powered train. Maybe. I'll think. Should I do a rocket-powered? Should I make the front end? Oh, I'll have to test to see how well I do with handling jumps. Or do I just do it anyway? If I've got enough thrusters, I might just do it anyway. I might do a rocket-powered train. Put a couple of thrusters on the locomotives so that when we need to get away, I can just belt out of there at stupid high speeds. Cause that's another thruster. What is up with this? This is nuts. How am I getting this many thrusters? This is not editing. You are seeing pretty much, at least I'm assuming, I haven't obviously edited this yet, but I'm probably going to be including all of the things because I'm basically finding stuff at every bit. Oops. Oh, was meaning to weld that up to see if there was anything in it, but apparently there was not. Grab my battery bits because I'm going to need some power cells. What's in that thing I want? What's in that? Oh yeah, I'll take those. And nothing. Okay. What's in the shed? Got an engine and hydrogen tank. Helps if I have my lights on. Timer block. Light. Program block. Advantage controller. Okay. I can pick these up easily, and then I can go pick up that camper, head home, drop it home for yet another thruster that I've got to grind out of something. I feel like I can't stop scrapping because I've been getting so insanely lucky. Drop that, and then grab both. And they're both locked on that side. I'll grab this with the back end. And off we go. Oh. Steady. Don't want to be banking too hard. I'm speechless at the insane frequency with which I'm picking up thrusters since I built the thing that's made out of thrusters. Like, of course, when I'm needing them, can't find many. Now that I don't strictly need them, but I'm still going to collect them. Getting hundreds of them. It's ridiculous. I will have to clean up my scrap pile and put them together and organize things, but while it's daylight, I am totally continuing this scrap run. I was worried for a second that that was a little too high to drop that. Now, I saw stuff in this direction, but I think it might have been the same stuff I already went to, so let's go this way. Yard area. Rail bridge. Rail bridge. Let's go. Yeah. Do I bring the whole bridge? I think I bring the whole bridge again. I have an idea with the whole bridges and how to make them into a bigger bridge without them kind of losing what makes them look like they should be. I also have an idea of what I could do with more rail cars from a purely decorative perspective, which is actually turn the rail cars themselves into signs. It's an option I'm considering. Not super sold on it, but it is an option I'm thinking about. Alright, so that's enough rail cars. I'm going to start putting them together and maybe make something that can move and then see what bits and pieces I might need, because then I could maybe go on a bit of a tour around to people's places and see who wants to donate some bits to get added to it. Add them to the train as I drive around. Oh, hello. Locomotive and 2 carriages. Oh, yeah. That's a win. What to do? How to approach this? I think maybe if I climb up on the bridge and make sure that those carriages are unlocked, I can then pick them up and pick the locomotive up. Or I can do this.
Inventory full.
Oh, plunk. Yeah, safe. Okay. Now, attempt. This may well push me over the limit of what the Nugget can carry. But we're going to find out. So I got the locomotive on the back ones, then I can grab the whole bridge segment. Grabbing one of these carriages with the front landing gear. Okay, I'm locked. And I'm lifting. Yeah, look. I'm not convinced that I need to actually make something capable of heavier lift, but if I was going to make something focused on more lifting capacity, I'd probably just have something with more directional thrust. I feel like I am very much at the limit of my directional thrust right now. This is me at full forward. This is my acceleration. If I use too much tilt to gain speed, I feel like I'm not going to be able to slow down at the other end. I just don't know what to do, like what I like the look of for the Nugget in terms of giving it more thrust. Because I could put 2 large thrusters pointing like for forward thrust in where the where these pieces are, pointing backwards. But then I'll have lots of forward thrust and no braking thrust, and that's a terrifying concept. Honestly, I may just leave this exactly as it is. I'm really happy with the style of it. I will probably replace the thrusters just to make them matching, since I can now. But otherwise, I like it as it is. It's not perfect in terms of control, but perfect's boring. Well, I've definitely got enough pieces for a train now. Just got to make the actual train happen. It's going to be fun to do, I think. And unlocked. Oh, don't tip over. I'm going to try and use the side of this truck so that when I drop off the locomotive, it might land on its wheels. Or at least be close enough. We're closer to. If I drop it something like this. Yes! Nailed it! Ha! Alright. Let's get locked down. I'm gonna start cleaning up some of this stuff. Decide what to do with it all. Because while I have a concept of this crazy train in my head. I have no idea how to translate that concept into an actual thing. I think step one is to make at least one of these locomotives usable. This truck, I don't think I've got any purpose for, so I can probably just wreck it now. Clear it out of the way. Of course! I've got enough thrusters now, I can make the Chinook fly. Well, that's a project for those thrusters for later. Yeah. I want to keep the bus. I don't think I want to keep this thing. Do want its batteries though. Alright, we've starting to accumulate some blocks over here, which I'm going to have some great fun moving into my storage, but that's okay. I'll get it sorted out. I'm gradually working my way through these vehicles though. Part of me wants to go back out and scrap already. I really do need more batteries, and I really do need more cargo containers. Actually, let's just check how many I've got. So I've got one medium cargo here. I've got a battery here. For each car, I want to have a large small grid battery. And I've got 2 cars up there, 4 cars, plus the flatbed makes 5. So I need at least 6. Because the 2 locomotives. Huh, I could have 2 trains. Or I could have a double header. Might go the double header. And I only have that one battery. Okay. I have to go get more batteries. I'm gonna go out and have a look. I've cleaned up a little bit, but not too much. But I definitely need to go and find some more batteries, because no matter what, this is gonna need more power to run the whole thing, and each carriage should really have its own power supply. And as much as I've got starting to accumulate a ton of small batteries, they just don't quite cut it. I could, if I pick up lots of large batteries, potentially put them on and connect them up with connectors, and they could power. Oh no, but that'll just be a big mess. Oh, wait a second. No, I've got 2 more batteries on here, and 2 more medium cargos on here. Okay, cool. I forgot I had stuff on the truck. Why didn't I park the truck locked down? Wait. Why didn't... Oh, because I was offloading the thruster. And I never put the truck back. I think the truck's dead now, though, which is annoying. I'm going to have to charge it up. Okay. So, stock take is done. I have 3 medium cargos. I have 3 3 small grid large batteries. So I need a couple more. Let's go see if I can find any cargoes or batteries. That's all. Anything else other than an assembler is stuff that I can just ignore. So what's over here? I'm sure I won't ignore everything else, but can ignore everything else. I think that's the warehouse I went to at the beginning. So the aesthetic I'm going to try and go for on the train is something a bit like military train, or like super scrappy military train. I'm going to change it up from what they are. I'm not going to just build them up exactly as they are. I want to make them look a bit more chunky, a bit more mean looking. And I'll start with the locomotive when I get back. Because I do still have some daylight left, I'm like, yeah, I should use it. Alright, go take a look. We've got another orange camper with a survival kit inside, I think. Yep. Oh. Something went wrong with this. It's slightly bugged out. These shouldn't still be here. So I'm going to pretend like they're not. Oh, it has a battery. There's a battery up front. Yes. Another battery. That's 4. Sweet. I'm just going to assume that I have enough power cells to build these batteries, because I do have quite a few. Now we obviously have this large grid battery as well, but
Inventory full.
That's not as interesting to me, to be honest. Then in here, yeah, nothing terribly exciting. Oh, metal grid, I'll take that. Some more ammo. Oh, even more ammo. Okay, that's a bit more interesting. I'll grab these 2 batteries and take them home. Not sure why I'm grabbing the large grid battery, but I'm here. I can pick it up. I figure why not. And away we go. Put these back at home and keep scrapping. Oh, I could go to a different thing, actually. I'm not fully loaded up. There's something over this way. Gain some altitude and see what I can spot. What's down that way? Oh, that's that water tower I keep spotting. What's that out there? That's the remainder of the bridge that I went to. What about this over here? Ooh. That looks like a construction site type area, but I don't see any crane, unfortunately. I know a couple of people have managed to find some basic assemblers, so what I'm probably going to need to do is organize a trip to one or more of those places to do some converting of ammunition so that I can take some of what I've got and make it into Gatling ammo for use on this trip. That's someone's truck over there. And... ah, that's right. There's the little dude. Let's see if this little vehicle down here has any, has a battery in it. Okay, looks like this jalopy has a few thrusters in the back, so that's great news. Let's cut them out. Oh. Ah! Stupid container. Cut them out as a chunk because it's going to make it a lot easier to carry them home. Cool. Well, that's nice. A few more directional thrusters. Cool. 3 more thrusters, 2 more batteries. Let's get those home. We'll do maybe 1 more exploratory trip after that, and then get back to my cleaning up. So many more distractions at this height. But at least the distractions take less time to deal with. Especially now that I've been reminded that I do have a camera on this thing all along. At a great distance, it is sometimes very difficult to tell what things are. So, 3 more thrusters. Sure I can find some room for them somewhere. The large grid battery pile continues to grow. Alright, I might, while I'm flying this and I'm remembering, I'm just going to move one of these thrusters around into the main area. Make it easier to pick up with the telehandler. So that's one of the ones I cut out earlier. Okay, that's another warehouse. Let's go check it out. Haven't been seeing as much scrap around here. Must have gotten too far from home. I think everything was just spawning around where I was rotting around for ages. Maybe there'll be a cargo container in here. Oh. This does not look like the... That's a large cargo container. There's another one. Okay, I'll be bringing that home. What else is here? I forgot to empty my inventory. Whoopsie. There's nothing that I'm likely to need from there. What else is in here? Oh, gun. With a battery. Gun with a battery. Perfect. Well, battery with no gun is perfect. Gun with battery is acceptable. Okay, can no longer turn. So that fixes that problem. Anything in here? Some more ammo. And medkits. Even more ammo. Alright, cool. Gotta get that battery and the cargo container out of here. I can just grind you down and grab your ammo. And then we'll push this outside. No, it is locked down. Guess I'm gonna have to try and hack this so that I can unlock its landing gear. There we go. Out the door it goes. So I'm probably gonna want to keep collecting more batteries than this, but that's almost all the batteries I need. I need to get up on the roof and grind the roof out.
Full. Inventory full.
Oh no! Oh, if I'd died there, that would have been really annoying.
Inventory full.
There we go. Oh, no more inventory full. That's enough of that. Oy. So pick up the battery, pick up the cargo container, and yes, with something that big, I probably should just go home. Alright, and we're clear. Lose those plates. They may make handling strange, having those things bouncing around. Cruise on home. Unless I see a crane. Because then I'm stopping. It's good that I got this container because it means I've got somewhere to store any ice that we managed to collect before it gets processed. Since I don't really have any tanks to store any hydrogen in, at least I'll have a large cargo container to store the ice until we can process it, which works out quite well. Of course, I might be getting ahead of myself, assuming that we're going to even make it back with any ice. It may not be the case. I hope we do, but given the reception we were met with last time, yeah, it may not happen. We'll have to see. Let's see if I can get this big cargo container down here. Plonk. That'll be 2, I think. Yeah. Okay, good. Second I thought I was about to drop the batteries. Not sure they would have done so well being dropped from 7.5 meters up. Remember to offload my stuff this time and clear out the connector. I'll turn on my bar lights. Then I'm going to grab one of the locomotives and see what I can do about making it drivable. This is not where I wanted to go. Oh no, yeah. I forgot that I had that one tank. So I can build that tank, but that doesn't really get us very far. I'm hoping to basically... My base will ultimately be where everyone can come and bring their rockets to eventually launch when we escape this place. Which of the 2 locomotives? Are they the same? I think they might be. Yep. Okay. What's this got in it? What do I need to hack this thing? So there is already a battery in there. Yeah, there's like an O2H2 generator and things in the front. I'm gonna cut through the front here, I think. There are all these heat vents I need to hack anyway. And this will open up the interior for me to add batteries and whatever else I want to add inside. Okay, don't worry about the engine. Engines. Okay, there's the O2H2 gen. Guess I can hack these tanks. Although I think I'm gonna have to cut one out. Grind one down so that I can get the others out without them exploding. I haven't really been saving these small tanks much. Whoa! Launched myself into the rail car so hard it flipped up. Whoops. Alright, now I should be able to take ownership of that battery. And then repair it. Then I can test this thing with its current wheels. Which I'm reasonably confident to knock. Oh, there's hinges here too. Dang it. I need to take over the hinges. So this was all in service of being able to hack the battery properly. So because the battery's not complete, if I repair it, it'll then be owned by whoever. But if I take control of the whole grid, it's still not letting me. Why is it not letting me? I should be able to transfer that to me. Why are you being like this, game? Why? Does it have a computer in it? No. Let's get the parts for the battery and see if I can hack it without losing any power cells. How many power cells do I have? Like, how much should I really be worried? I do only have 33. Like, that's not a huge number. Yay, I hacked it without losing any power cells. There we go. Cool. Alright, so now I can put the piston on, lift this thing up, add some wheels. I may have to switch to the regular wheel suspensions rather than the short ones, because the short ones do cause troubles in multiplayer. Tend to get snagged quite badly. So I'll see how it looks with the longer wheel suspensions. Does that look alright? Yeah, I think it is passable. It obviously doesn't look as good, but it's going to be more drivable, so that's probably worth the cost. And I can probably make the wheels look a little less silly if I go and add a whole bunch of extra armor and stuff to this locomotive as well. I'm going to need to make sure I add a gyroscope and do all the usual stuff to make this a much more capable vehicle. Alright, let's lose the piston. Give this a quick drive. Uh-oh. Can't climb up there. If I do this, leave the ladder there, but do that. It kind of works. Oh, right. Steering. Steering needs to change. Steering off. Steering off. Here we go. It's dark, which is annoying, but it's drivable. And we know that if I put a door on the rear, like the back of this thing, it'll be able to take a lot of fire in as it's running away. But this thing's not probably going to take all that much fire from behind once I get the other locomotive behind it, so that we've got the dual header going on. One locomotive ready to go. Got to do the same treatment to the other one, and then figure out the hitch mechanism between the two. Okay, almost got locomotive number 2 prepared. At this stage, I'm not sure whether I'll end up using like the subgrid wheel control script or something similar to that in order to get all of the wheels to do pushing, or whether I'll just enable the front 2 locomotives to do the pushing. One of the troubles when you get extra long vehicles of having lots of them doing the pushing is that it all kind of smashes up and doesn't go very well. But if I just make the front 2 do it, hopefully the risk of the second one pushing the front one in a weird way is significantly diminished, and so it should be okay. And with 12 3x3 wheels, that should be a fair bit of tractive effort. So hopefully that'll be enough. I'll figure out something with the ladders on the sides later. I want to get these both up here so I can have a bit of a look at just how long they are next to each other, and whether I might... Uh-oh. Oops. Whether I might add some extra wheels to them. Because that's the other option, rather than adding more force through subgrid wheel control script, I could add more trains. I could add more wheels to each one, so instead of having 3 axles on this locomotive, I could put 5 on. And that'll give it up to 40% more push, which could be quite useful. But the advantage of having the 3 in the middle is it may make it easier for these things to turn and follow each other. But this is gonna look hilarious. This is gonna be great. I've got so many ideas. Alright, first thing I'm gonna try is just a simple hitch design between these two and see what it feels like to drive them around. Although, before I do that, I really should add some lights, because it is super dark driving these things, and we need to have some lights. There's a bunch of other work to do on these locomotives, from armoring them up, to putting more batteries on it, to putting gyros on them, all that sort of stuff. But I like the idea of just driving them around a little bit and getting a bit of a feel for them before I do that, so that I don't have to redo it a whole bunch of times, because I've done it wrong. Okay, so let's add a hinge part to this. Then, so that's going to be my left, right. Then what I was thinking of doing, just trying to keep this relatively simple. Add some roll, then add the up and down. And then we go back to roll. So I can add a hinge part on this end. And that attaches to this hinge in the middle. Yep, I think there's a lock. Hey, there we go. Okay, we have one connected vehicle. Oh, man. In the front, let's get the lights sorted. And now all the hinges and rotors off. So that's the obvious hitch design, and I kind of like it because it does look a little bit like a proper railway coupler. A little bit. About as much as I could hope in this circumstance. It kind of ends up looking a bit more like a chain. Okay. That's a potential issue with it. There's a few too many pieces of articulation, as it turns out. Alright. Probably want to turn maybe this hitch on. Hinge, I should say. Bring it around to pretty much neutral. Something like that. And then I'll need to turn one of these rotors on so that the up-down hinge doesn't get messed with. This isn't happy. Oh, this isn't happy at all. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Ooh, that might have gotten me enough. Okay, so then we turn this rotor on and spin it around till this is up. That should work. So now I've just got the single one in each direction, which is definitely better. Which actually makes me think that if I'm going to do this for all of them, I actually don't want to have hinge, rotor, hinge, rotor, hinge. I want to have block, 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 rotor, hinge. Or block, block, hinge, rotor, hinge. Because I don't need those extra subgrids. They're not doing anything. This handle's a little bit better, but I'm still very much getting pushed by it. Because it doesn't want to turn, so... what we need to do is grab those wheels. Probably reduce their friction a fair bit. Since they're not doing a lot, they don't need to be particularly high friction. So that's going to allow me to... yeah, there we go. Whoops, 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 whoops. There's a vehicle there. Was watching where I was coming from, not where I was going. There we go. Reduced friction's definitely helping a lot. A lot more stable. Yeah. Okay. So I'll probably dismantle this hinge and replace 2 of the things with just probably the columns are the right will look best. Obviously, this vehicle is designed for fun, not function. It's going to be quite top heavy because the wheelbase, the track, the gauge, whatever you want to call it, is quite narrow, and these are quite tall and heavy. But that's going to be the fun. This thing is potentially going to look really silly and really cool and really fun. And that's what I'm excited about. Yes. Yes. All right. So next time, I'm going to continue work on this. I put some tasks out to the people on the server to see if they can come up with some additional rail cars that will join this when we get ready to actually take to the poll. So there'll be some fun stuff to discover then and see what designs they've come up with. But yeah, more designs, more trains, probably more looting. There's all that and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.